Hey everyone, Jonathan here with Blogging Your Passion. Today I want to share with you a tool I've been using for about a year, and it has been extremely helpful in my blogging business. And now this is going to be a little bit of an advanced video for those of you just starting out. Maybe this is something you might want to take a look at once you kind of get things up and running. But for those of you who have started down the blog a little ways, maybe you've been blogging for at least a year, you will probably get to the point where I got to about a year ago and decided that if I was going to start reaching the goals that I wanted to get to the next level, I needed some help. And so that's when I began to hire writers, freelance writers, to write for me on specific topics that I wanted to cover. And so the goal with that is I was going to take income from my blogs. Once your blog starts making some money, you can take that money and reinvest it back into your business and get some quality content. Now, I didn't scale back my writing at all, but I continued to write, but I just had more help with writing. So basically, this allows you to have a place for your whole team together. And it's much easier than trying to. I've gotten articles from the different outsourcing sites out there, from Elance and from Odesk and some of those others, and I've had writers that I had them send me articles in my Gmail, and then lo and behold I'd kind of get them lost. And there was even a time where I was trying to use a spreadsheet on Google Docs, and that worked somewhat, but then things would accidentally get deleted and it became a little bit of a headache. So I love this system. It has worked well for me, and it just works great. So here's some of the highlights of it. Basically, like I mentioned, you get less outsourcing headaches because you have a single place for your whole team together. It's also more of what I'd call hands-off management, and I'll show you why in just a second, because you can be very specific on what you want, and it has to be they have to accomplish that before an article can be submitted. And this helps you to free up some of your valuable time. There's also a way for you to check copyscape everything that gets written as well, which is always a great idea as well. So that being said, let me just jump in to the system and just show you a little bit of how this works. So if I've got, let's say I'm logged in as one of my writers, then I see what the current available article topics are, and you as the administrator can add articles at any time. So you click on the button and you're able to add your article topic, the length of the article that you want, the priority setting, which is really cool, and I'll explain that in just a minute what that means. Your description, keywords, you can label things by certain blogs if you want, add some additional notes. If you want a specific keyword and a URL, in other words, it will turn it into a link, you can do that. You can add additional keywords. So if there's 4 or 5 keywords that I want to make sure all get included in this article, I can just add these here, and I'll show you in just a second kind of how that works. So once you add an article, it goes into this available pool. What's great about this is all of your writers can see this pool, and these are the available articles. They can click on any of these, they can preview them and decide to submit and accept that article as the article they want to write. When they do that, it will go into their assigned area. In their assigned area, each of them see their own articles that they have requested. You, as the administrator, can also assign specific articles to specific people. So obviously this is my name here, but if I wanted to add an article and I wanted to assign it, I could specifically click on this and assign it directly to this person, which obviously for the purpose of the demo is me. So once your writer is ready to write, what happens is they just click on this. Let me back up here a second. Let me just take this one, might be a little easier to explain. So they just click on this and it will show them here's what the article topic is about, and these are the keyword phrase that needs to be included inside the article. So when they click write and submit, now they can come up with a title. I'm just going to put this in here. And then in the article text area, they can start typing their article, or they can write it elsewhere and come and copy and paste it here. Now let me just show you something here, show you the genius of why this system works so well. Okay, so there, what I'm going to do is I just grabbed any old article and I'm going to copy and paste it here so I don't have to write one for you. It'd be kind of boring watching me write an article. But I put this one in here as a sample. So I'm saying it has to be at least 150 words. Obviously that's small in comparison, but for the example's sake, you could just, the writer will just copy and paste the article. You can see it's 370 words. But now, if they try to submit, you see it won't let them submit because they did not include the keyword phrase, the article keywords. And remember, you can have more than one. So then they have to go back in here and type in, they have to work that in there somewhere before they're able to submit. And then once that happens, they're able to submit. And then it submits it for my review. So then I can go over here to the submitted section and just do that real quick. And when I come over to the submitted section, this is the area that I can log in. So in the morning, I can log into this area underneath the submitted section, and I can see what work has been done for me, which is a beautiful thing if you know anything about scaling your business. There's nothing more exciting than to come in here and see that there's been work done while you were sleeping, or there's been work done while you were out to lunch. And you come back in here and you look at the submitted, and your writers will be submitting articles to you. So once you do that, you can read the article. You can scan through this article and see if it is up to par. And then you have some choices. First of all, you can approve it, which the approving it will just send it into the submitted area. Or you can go ahead and just grab this, go copy and paste it into your blog, and you could label this as being published. So I can say, okay, this was published, and it'll just move it out of this section. You can edit it, so if there's some light editing that you want to do, you can do that. You can check it by copyscape, so you can check and make sure that your writer wasn't plagiarizing or they didn't grab a bunch of content somewhere, but they actually wrote a unique article for you. Or you can reject it. And so by rejecting it, I can type in here and say, you know, this is more what I was looking for this article. Can you take this part out and add this part in there? That would be great. And then it will show up back on their side. So if I go back over here, there's one more thing I wanted to explain, and that is the priority. When you are adding an article, you can set the priority either low, medium, or high. And what that means is that if you set something on high priority, that means when your writer claims it, they have 24 hours to write that article before it gets tossed back into the article pool. If you were to set something at medium length, then the writer has 3 days to write that article and submit it before it gets thrown back into the general article pool for other writers to claim. And then there is the low priority, which gives the article writer 5 days to completely write the article before it gets thrown back in here as well. And so, in a nutshell, hopefully that gives you a good overview. There's also a dashboard where you can get a real good general overview of what's going on. You can have a place for all your writers so that you can actually email all your writers if you're having a contest or doing something special for a month. I've done that before. Or you just want to reach out to them explaining a change or something different. Or you can write specifically to a writer as well. And you can even run reports, which is great. I pay my writers once a month, usually on the first. And so I'm able to quickly go to the reports section and easily see how many articles, how many accepted articles all of my writers have written, so that I can pay them pretty easily. And there's even a way to have put their PayPal email address in there too. They can also run reports to see how they're doing, and so they can keep track of how many articles they've written as well. So hopefully that is helpful to you. I know about for a couple months before I actually started using this system, it's like, man, I wish something like this existed. And then I finally found one that was actually in beta at the time, and I was able to be a part of the beta program. And I loved it so much, I've been staying on for a year now. And there's basically a couple different pricing plans. There actually is a free 30-day trial. If you're just really wanting to give it a go, you can try it out pretty quickly and easily. And there's a couple different packages you have for, if you just want to start by hiring one writer, then you can pay $17 a month and have unlimited articles available for your writer to write for you, either part-time or full-time. There's a 5-writer package. That one right now is running at $33 a month. And there's a $20 or a 20-writer package for $69 a month. Obviously that's for people who are really cranking it out. Then actually down here, if you look, there is a 10-user package that's available that is in between these for $54. So, and what's cool too is you can cancel at any time. You can upgrade, you can downgrade your plan. So if you start with this one and decide you just want to go down to one writer, you can do that. And it's works really well. So if you're further down the road, or you've been blogging for a while and you're starting to think about maybe hiring some freelance writers to pay here and there to write articles for you, what's great about this is you don't have to necessarily go and hire a full-time writer, pay them several $100s a month for a number of articles. What's great about this plan is it allows your writers to write as little or as much as they want. So if you know your budget, what's great is you can just go ahead and hire 5 writers, because you know exactly how many articles to put in there to kind of pace yourself to know how much you're willing to pay per month. So that's definitely, I've done it both ways. I've had writers that I've paid to write for me full time, and that didn't work out nearly as well as when I just hired a bunch of them and allowed them to write as much or as little as they wanted based on their availability. So hopefully I gave you a lot to think about. Hopefully this is helpful to some of you. And again, for those of you just starting out, this isn't necessarily something you need to rush toward. You want to be patient, take your time to get to this level. But this is something that most bloggers are wanting to get towards, because ultimately we didn't get into blogging to just create a job for ourselves. Blogging allows us to spend time with our family, spend time doing things that we'd like to do here and there. It always is hard work, but there's also the element of you don't want to be a slave to your own blog too. So you always want to be thinking about ways that you can scale your business, and this is one of those. So I hope that was helpful.